All right, I think we are live. Let's see. It is 6:58. We're a little early, but that's okay. Just want to make sure that everyone can see me all right. All right, let me pull this up really quick. All right, I think we are okay. Set looks good. Looks good on my end. Hello.
Hello.
All right. It is almost 7 o'clock. Is now I need to pull up the world clock. Let's see.
I see you.
You do?
Yep, it's delayed on my end.
Okay. Well, everything looks good, right?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Checking. 1, 2, 3.
This is really fun. I'm super excited to be doing this right now. And yes, we still have our Christmas tree up. The spirit of Christmas is very strong in this household. All right. Is it 7 o'clock yet?
It's 7.
All right. It is 7 o'clock. Okay, here's what we are going to do. So welcome to the live review for Will 2926. I am Will. Welcome to the channel. I only see one person so far, but hey, that's okay. But yes, welcome to the 2023 Lionel catalog review and reaction. All right, Tori, she is here too.
Yay.
All right. There is Tori. Hello, Tori. Super excited. Well, I hope that you guys have a great time with us tonight. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be reviewing and reacting to the Lionel 2023 Big Book, the 2023 catalog. This day has been very difficult. I've not seen a single page yet. I have heard some stories. I've heard some murmurings. Even one of my friends, Roman, he even messaged me on Facebook. He said, "Hey, have you seen the catalog yet?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, there's a locomotive that you're really going to like." And I said, "Don't say another word." But I've not seen a single page. And I even not deleted Facebook, but I had to hide Facebook on my phone. But I'm building up with so much anticipation. So what we're going to do now is hopefully you can see the catalog on your screen. You can see me a little bit in the lower right-hand corner. Are we all good to go?
I see it.
Sweet. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the 2023 catalog. So excited. All right. Table of contents. Let's see. So we see O gauge, vision line. Awesome. Diesel steam for high-end sets. Sweet. Freight cars. Line Chief 2.0 steam, diesel, sets, steam, diesel, rolling stock, Christmas. Oh, it's a Polar Express's 20th anniversary. And I know there's some conversations on the OGR forum. Hopefully, maybe Lionel is going to be doing something Polar Express related. But let's see on the next page right over here, we see it, the new Vision Line Big Boy. Well, it's not necessarily new, but there's a whole lot of new different features that are in this Big Boy. And we kind of had word of this from Lionel. I think that this came out a little bit before York or during York, or during the LCCA conference. Oh, okay. What is that? That is a 210. That looks cool. All right, maybe we're gonna see some brass hybrids. All right. Oh, I see one thing. I'm not even gonna say anything yet, but I see something. All right. Let's see. Vision line, Big Boy. All right, here we go. All right, we can see it. Big Boy is coming back. It's coming back in Vision line once again. All right. Well, I'm super excited for this. Big Boy is coming back, and well, we're all going to be able to get it this time. So let's see. Big Boy is definitely coming out with pop-off steam. Depleting coal load is coming back. The four-digit addressing system, which is going to be utilized for the cab 3, and then the forced coupler effect. All right. I see the oil burning. Now that's a really cool one. Now, what I'm curious about with the oil burning one. So for me in my collection, I have the original 4014 that Lionel came out with in Vision Line. It was a coal burning one with the depleting coal load. The features that were on that one was the dual stack. It had alternating smoke units, it had whistle steam, and then it had blowdown. But it also had the depleting coal load, road number specific dialogue as well. This one has the same features depending on which variation you get. Now, if you get the oil variation, you're not going to have the depleting coal load. But this one's really cool because this has pop-off steam now. Now, I've seen a lot of videos with the Class A, and the pop-off steam is really cool. I think that they first did it with the Niagara a couple of years ago, and so far it's been a knockout. Let's see. So far, let's go through the big boys that we have. So we see 4014, the restoration. Oh, it's not the restoration version, but zoom in. Oh, I don't know if I can zoom in, but let's see. All right. Yes, we can zoom in. All right. Here we go. Thank you. All right. So we see Big Boy. This looks like the restoration version. So this might be a little similar to the one that they just released a couple of years ago when 4014 came out of restoration. I think that was 2019. Actually, even better yet, super prepared over here. We can even compare it to the catalogs. I have the 2014 catalog right here, and then I have the 2019 catalog right here. But then also what we have is the pamphlet that I got from Legacy Station. Legacy Station is my train store that I definitely use. And I'm kind of curious on this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the on the 2019 Volume 2 catalog, and what I'm going to look at is how they did it with this big boy. So, like I was talking about, I have I did get this big boy out of the 2019 catalog and I got the Excursion version. Now, the Excursion version, as many of you probably know, it had the gloss boiler, actually the gloss locomotive, the jacketing and everything was a gloss finish, and then the tender was like a matte finish on the black. They basically what Union Pacific did is that they utilized the 3985's tender behind the big boy 4014, and that's what they did with the Excursion version in 2019. I actually really like that version because myself and Lady Lionel over here, my wife, we actually made a trip up to Promontory and to Ogden to see 4014, 844, the Jupiter, and the 119. That was a great trip. So this locomotive has definitely has a really cool place in my heart for sure. So this one does not have the depleting coal load, and whew, nice. This is I don't know if I want to say this too loud, but $27.99.99. Now that is a beast of a price. Now, however, now that is just the MSRP price. Now, what I'm pretty sure is going to happen is that if you go through a good Lionel dealer, they should have some like a discounted rate. But now that's just the MSRP. All right. Now this is the one I was taking a look at. I said to myself, I'm not going to get a 4014. I already have the one that came out in 2014, and I already have the Excursion version. But what I was kind of curious about was the 4000. The 4000. There's a really cool picture. I think it was in Time magazine, and it was right after Big Boy was made, and it came out of the workshop, and someone wrote in chalk Big Boy. So what I was curious about this one is if they were to do the chalk mark on here, and it looks like they're not, but that's still okay. This one looks really really neat still too. You have your stack steam, you have your whistle steam, pop off steam, blow down, and then it also has the depleting coal load over here. So, oh, actually, okay. So there is one thing that I'm looking at. So if you look up here, the two differences between the two locomotives, the oil version is actually $100 cheaper than the depleting coal version, which I'm pretty sure that's because of the electronics that are located in the tender. Now, the depleting coal feature is actually a great feature. That is something that they came out with in this catalog, the 2014 Signature Edition, and that's an awesome feature. It really brings the locomotive to life, and you can see how hard the locomotive is working with the amount of coal that is actually depleting out of the coal pile. And I'm actually really excited to see if there's any new sounds or anything that's been added to the coal feature on this locomotive. But yeah, you can see how $27.99 and then $28.99. So that is one thing that we've seen that is now a little bit different. All right, let's go to the 4002. All right, here's the 4002. Same thing with the 4000. It looks like go down to the 4012. And then this looks very similar to the one that came out in 2014. I'm just going to take a look, see really quick. Oh, and then Tori said, let's get into it. I see you, Tori. Hopefully I'm sounding okay and you can see everything fine. All right, let's see. Okay, so one thing I am seeing on this one that is a little bit different. So if you look really quickly over here, you can see these circular knobs over here on the sides of the locomotive. Now, what those were used for was actually to lower the ash pan. I mean, because these locomotives had such a gigantic boiler, and those were actually used to lower the ash pan down to get all the ashes out. So what it looks like is on this version, the 42. Oh, I can even zoom in and out. Oh yeah, see, look at that. There we go. That's cool. So here, let's go down really quick. Yeah, so on the 4014 on that version, there are no the ash pan knobs are not on there, but let's see where this is. Oh gosh, this is going to be difficult. There you go. You can see those red knobs on that part of the locomotive. So it looks like that maybe Lionel, either if it's a mistake on the catalog, didn't include that one on this one. So that is a little bit interesting. We're not going to play the video. I will look at I haven't even seen the video yet, but it's about 5 minutes long, and I want to continue on the catalog because this is a big book. Oh yes, awesome! This is great. Okay, super super cool, awesome. Now this is one that we definitely knew was going to happen. Was the 4019? It was on the catalog. It was brochured. I'm excited about that, but what I'm really excited about are these the Excursion passenger cars. Now these are outstanding. We'll come back to that in a second, but we're going to hit the locomotives. So definitely definitely thinking about like what I'm thinking about getting. This is possibly a contender. The reason why is I don't have any big boys that have the elephant ears. Now, from what I'm tracking, the Union Pacific did this as an experiment, just with one big boy. Very similar to how they had on the Challengers. The elephant ears were used to basically push the smoke up and away, so that way it wouldn't necessarily get into the cab. But yeah, this is a really cool version, and
They have those in the 844.
they have those on the 844 as well. And what's really cool, they even did this on the 3967, the Excursion that came out. I think it was a while back that Union Pacific did that when they were running the 844. So we have the 4019 there. All right, we have our first LCCA exclusive, 4023. Now, this one used to be, well, I'm pretty sure that they came out with this one back in 2019. No, they did not. So when they came out within 4014, they only made the ones that were in existence. And 4023 apparently is not. Or I might be mistaken. But the 4023, this is a really cool one. I'm wondering why. Maybe it's because of necessarily the road number. I think the last time I've seen one of these was a JLC version. All right, moving down, we can see a 4024 and a more like a what if paint scheme, the Greyhound version. And then this is really cool too. They're adding the elephant ears right here. What I'm also taking a look at too is it looks like on some of the models they have the darkened side rods versus the polished side rods right here. So that is a little interesting as well. And then for a little bit further down, they have another gray paint scheme. And now I don't know if this is also known as the Greyhound paint scheme as well, but that's pretty interesting. And I think that this is the only LCCA one here. But let's take a look at these 21-inch passenger cars. Now, these are super cool. And for my Excursion version, what I have is I don't have a 4-pack, But how I built it is I got the 4141 set that came with 4 passenger cars, and it came with the Kennebec, the observation car that Union Pacific used during that funeral train. And then after that, I just built the rest of the train through eBay and through like just looking online. And then I was able to find the promontory. So this is actually really interesting. These 4 packs are really cool. What it looks like maybe on this one, this pack. Let's see. Where's the rest? Hold on. Maybe if we go to the next page. Oh, it's a set? Okay, hold on. We're going to come back to that in a second. All right. We're going to come back to that in a second. Lionel's coming out with another Vision Line set. Let's go. All right. So, one thing that I do know is that on the secondary market, these cars, or specifically this one right here, the American flag car, it's actually kind of, in my opinion, a little bit rare. They do fetch a pretty high price on the secondary market, and I think between Lionel and MTH, Lionel has the best prototypical representation of this. Hey, can you ensure that Larry and maybe my dad? Okay. But yeah, like this is a great 4 pack right here. It comes with the looks like the baggage car, the Katy Flyer, which is a great car, and then let's see, the Challenger City in San Francisco. That's going to be a really, really neat set. I do not have a baggage car. Oh, see here, and this is a different thing too. Okay, so this is a 3-truck and a 2-truck. All right, that might be a contender. And then the Overland Station Sounds Diner car. Now, what I'm curious about, I have 2 Overland Station Sounds Diner cars. I have one where it came with the 4141. Now, that was the one for the funeral train. And then the other one that I have is for the Frontier Express that was from Cheyenne to Denver. Now, what I'm curious about is to see if this Station Sounds Diner car is going to be big boy related, like the Big Boy Excursion is now departing, or the 150th Excursion is now departing, or something like that, like something big boy related. So hopefully, maybe Lionel, if you're seeing this, that might be a cool little addition. All right, next page, and I already kind of had an idea. This is cool. This is going to be this is going to be out of the park. This is going to be a home run. All right. Vision Line Big Boy Superset. I think the name Vision Line Big Boy Superset is just outstanding. This is going to be a great set.
Oh, it even says super.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So here, I'm actually gonna read this. All right, prepare yourself. Standing trackside as a big boy shakes the earth, lifting thousands of tons of wartime goods over the Wasatch Mountain grades. Can you imagine that experience? The sights, the sounds, the rumble beneath your feet. We can't build you we can't build you a time machine, but we can offer the next best thing. The Vision Big Boy Superset will transport you back in time and place you in the comfort of your own home. Loaded with features, our Vision Line Big Boy offers the most realistic looking sound miniature version of this legend ever produced. But the experience doesn't stop there. This 8-car set contains 4 sound cars, including a Vision reefer, a Vision stock car that includes the unloading and unloading sound sequences, a Freight Sounds boxcar that plays realistic sounds in motion, and includes a special World War II advertising tribute that is unique. That is a unique first edition of a coming series of cars, and a Vision caboose that comes alive with a radio crew chatter for a taste of life at the back end of the train. This is cool. All right. Of course, your Vision Big Boy can handle a lot more, so feel free to expand your consist with additional rolling stock. Spacing the sound cars in between silent, quote unquote, cars can provide a very convincing and pleasing effect. The big boys were meant to haul all kinds of freight, so load it up. You won't find a more amazing experience anywhere in the model world. Okay, so I did get the Vision stock Express set, and it's a knockout. It was a great set. I'm actually in the process of doing that review for that set. Um, Oh my gosh. I don't want to say I want to get this set, but I want to get this set. But when I say the price, uh don't get crazy on me now, but $4,500. Wow. That is quite the price. However, this is something that is really cool that Lionel is coming out with.
Locomotive.
Vision Line Big Boy, Vision Reefer 3-car set, Vision 3-car stock set, a Freight Sounds boxcar, and a Vision caboose. Now, here is something that I actually mentioned. Okay, see, perfect. It's talking about the Vision cabooses. I'm not gonna lie. Before this week, I'm actually in the editing process of the stock express set. When I was unboxing the set, I actually said a comment to myself. I was like, "Hey, wouldn't that be cool if Lionel made a Vision caboose?" And oh, see, well, yes, Van Dyke. Wow, yes, wow, wow, wow. Yes, definitely a big wow. Um, and I said to myself, I was like, "That'd be super cool if Lionel came out with a Vision caboose." And lo and behold, they are coming out with one, and it's going to be cool. No train is complete without a caboose, and the train sound should be no different. These new cars play the sounds of the rolling train in motion, and they're also programmed with a user activated dialogue and radio chatter. There's even an air whistle to protect those backup moves. That is really, really cool. All right. Let's see. Awesome Vision Line set. Yes, JC, it is an incredible set. I'm just blown away. This is going to be a home run. One of the things too is that was super exciting when I got the stock express set was just the box. Um, Now I don't know how some of you are with boxes, but I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what? I just want to see what the box looks like because Lionel's been coming out with incredible boxes too. This one, I'm wondering if they're gonna do like the Wasatch grade and like it coming out or something like that. It's gonna be great. This is gonna be the set. This is gonna be great. Awesome Vision Line. That's right. Awesome Vision Line set. All right. So we've seen Vision Big Boy. We've seen Vision cabooses. We've seen the set. We've seen the locomotives. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is awesome. All right, all new product. And I'm actually really curious because Lionel said that they're coming out with a series of boxcars. So this is really cool. 1944, and I'm pretty sure what that is definitely World War II related. And then let's see. We will. Now it's like a little blurry on my end, but this is going to be a great set. And then what I really like is that Lionel is coming out with these yellow stockyard or stock. I don't know. These aren't the stock ones. The what are these again? Gosh, I'm so excited. I'm forgetting like what these are called. Yeah, Stock Car Express, and then the Vision Line reefers. This is going to be great. This is going to be an insane set. Now the 4008 wasn't necessarily the one I was looking at, but this is going to be great. All right, let's see. Hold on. I'm getting a bunch of text messages. Oh, Joe, you're JC. Okay. Nice. All right. Well, how's it going, Joe? Let's see. Okay. They're coming out with Vision Line reefer sets again. All right. Now these are going to be cool. I won't spend too much time on these. Now for my collection, I do have the Santa Fe ones, and then I do have the Vision Line PFE, the Pacific Fruit Express set. But what I'm curious about is the road number. If it's 5888, that's the same. Okay. So one thing I do need to check, and probably a buddy of mine, Leapin' Larry, he mentioned to me is just maybe just wait a little bit until it comes out, because I am kind of a stickler when it comes to matching numbers for cars, and I do know 5888 because in my legacy controller it is 88, 88, or it's 88, not 88, 88, 88 as the box car. Let's see. The oil burning is the excursion run with the chalk marking on the front of the boiler. Yeah. Dominic 4950. Yes, that one is the one with the chalk mark. Now, what I'm curious though is that if they're going to do the excursion version or if they're going to do the because there's an Excursion version and then there's the first run edition. So I'm kind of curious to see what necessarily the tender is going to look like. If you have a copy of the 2019 catalog, they did that one on this page. So I'm a little curious to see what Lionel is going to be doing with that one. But let's head back over to the reefers. Yeah, so these are going to be good. I'm going to have to take a look and see if they're going to redo the numbers, but these are going to be great. They always sell out really, really well. Lionel's been doing fantastic with their Vision cars. Okay, the stock cars are coming back too. All right. Let's see. We have Rio Grande, Pennsylvania, Texas and Pacific, and Union Pacific. All right, here we go. I do like the fact that Lionel is coming out with these yellow ones. Livestock Dispatch. I do like this. This is really cool. And so on mine, I have the armor paint scheme. And one thing I really like about Lionel, how they did it, was these were really, really heavy cars. Even the ones with the cows in it, they were really solid cars, and they rolled really well. The level of detail, when you push the aux 3 and the cow sounds like it's rolling out, and then the cowboys like jumping out of the way. This is a fantastic set of cars. This is going to be great. I do have a friend of mine who's definitely into Texas and Pacific. And then I'm definitely a Union Pacific fan. All right. I saw something. I saw something in the top banner of the catalog. And when you guys see if my inkling is correct, which I maybe it is, I've been waiting for Lionel to unveil this, or at least to get my hands on this model. So we're just gonna get into it. All right. Legacy Steam. Okay. Whew. The Dreyfus Hudson. All right. So we knew that the Dreyfus Hudson was coming out. It was on the catalog cover. This is going to be really cool. Oh, laid off sick. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Laid off sick. Don't say it, Doug. Come on now. Don't say it yet. Let me just. We'll get the reaction. So the Dreyfus Hudsons are coming out. Actually, so I was watching Eric. Who?
Larry's watching.
Larry's watching.
He just doesn't know how to comment.
Oh, it's hey Larry. I hope you're having a great time. Leapin' Larry is on. He's a true Lionel train legend in the community. So I'm super happy, Larry, that you're on as well. So yes, the Dreyfus Hudson. This was a locomotive that RVP and Eric were talking about back when the 2022 Volume 2 catalog came out. Now, maybe it was a hint, like, oh, that'd be cool if they came out with the Dreyfus Hudson. And here it is. It is back. Now, this is really, really neat because what it looks like they're coming out with is the tender steam scoop, water scoop effect. Now, this is going to be really cool. So for those that do not know, they unveiled this feature out on the Vision Line Niagara. And what it's supposed to simulate is how the New York Central on their line, they were running high-speed rail service to and from numerous locations on the East Coast, and they couldn't stop to fill up the water. So they had these gigantic scoops underneath the tenders. If you've had post-war Lionel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the train would at fast speed go against these pans, and then through the force of the locomotive going forward, would scoop water into the tender, and then you would have just a washout of water coming through the sides of the tender. So these are going to be a knockout. Now, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to get a Dreyfus. I definitely do a little bit of railroad quizzing with the misses over here, and when I saw the catalog cover, I even Tori says, "Hi, Larry." Here we go. See, Larry, you're famous. With this one, I don't know if I'm going to get one. Oh, so backstory. She got it right. You saw the Dreyfus. You knew exactly what it was. We love streamliner locomotives. But for me, I don't know if this is going to be one that I'm going to be getting. I do like the New York Central. Dr. Jack Fisher, I know he's a huge New York Central fan, modeling Chicago 1957. So he's probably definitely going to be getting one of these. Now, What I'm curious about, so this one, I don't, and I'm not a New York Central expert. So if some of these paint schemes and everything like that, I don't know if this is something that's prototypical or not. Hey, Pensy 8755. Definitely interesting. You saw me on the test video, and then now here we are. We are on the live event. So how's it going, man? I hope you're gonna have a great time watching this. We reviewed all the big boys. Now we're on the Dreyfus Hudson, and I haven't seen anything. Doug, don't spoil it yet. Don't spoil it yet. All right, so we have this the PT tender, I think. Yeah, the PT tender. So on this model, the 45 or 5445, this one has the PT tender. Now coming back a little bit down, the 50. Oh, so it's the same model. Okay. But no, it's different. Okay, so here, this is going to be really interesting. So on this model, on the one that's on here on the top, this one looks like it has the PT tender, and you can see that because the smoke on the sides of the tender right here. But what's really interesting between the two, this is how New York Central streamlined their tenders. You can see up here at the top, they had this little hatch that went over the coal pile, and also the driving wheels are a little bit different. From what I can now, this is if I get this wrong, please let me know. Um, that's OG Leap and Larry. That's right. That's right, Van Dyke. That's OG Leap and Larry. Larry, I've definitely showed your videos because people ask me so like do you have like what kind of trains do you have? I was like, well, I need to show you a cool layout. So I always show your video. But going back, so I think that what these are called is skull disc drivers. I'm not a huge expert when it came to the New York Central, but these driving wheels are actually really, really neat. So you can see here on these ones, there's like a white wall on these front trucks right here, and then on this one there's no, and then definitely the driving wheels are a little bit different here as well. What I'm curious about is back in the day, MTH made a premier model of this locomotive, and they had running lights on the side, so that way you can see the driving wheels move. So I'm curious to see if Lionel is going to do something very similar. Okay, let's continue on with the 5447. All right. So very similar to the one on the other side, the 5445, and then now the 54. Oh, but no, this is different. Okay, see, we're having a little bit of variations. So this one has those really cool I'm a big fan on the New York Central, at least when it comes to Hudson's. I'm a big fan of those type of driving wheels. They're just really, really interesting and neat. So on this one, you get two different road names, but then you also get two different driving wheels. You just taking a look?
Yeah, the wheels look weird.
Yeah, the wheel. See, yeah, these wheels are definitely a little bit different. Um, Imagine 4014 with smoke deflectors. Uh, that would be really interesting. Maybe this would be interesting, Pensy. So if the Union Pacific did something what they did it with the 3985 where they dressed it up as the 3967 and then they put smoke deflectors on the side for the it was an anniversary of the Frontier. I think it was the Frontier Express, but I can't really remember. But yes, maybe someone's gonna do a custom run. That'd be pretty interesting too. But yeah, so like these weird, they're not weird, but these cool type of driving wheels right here. Now this is a little bit of an interesting paint scheme. The 5454. That is a different paint scheme that I've not really seen too much when it comes to me looking at steam locomotives. That is definitely a little interesting. And then this one has the PT tender. Let me see if the features. So what I'm kind of curious on is sometimes well the older legacy locomotives they came out with the road number specific crew talk on some of the older legacy models, but now typically that's just a vision line. Let's see if yeah, so we have one fantasy paint schemes which reverse the colors to better match the later look of the New York Central's fleet. Okay. So either okay, here we go. These are the different two. So box pock or skull and disc drivers. Okay. So box pock and a skull and disc. Okay, so or maybe I have them flipped. If I have them flipped, let me know in the comments. Because when it comes to the specific driving wheels, I'm not too much of an expert on it. But yeah, these are pretty neat. I don't know necessarily if I'll be getting one of these. I don't. The only New York Central that I have is the Vision Line 700E. Um, so I'm not too much of a New York Central fan, but who knows? All right. Oh, and then we do have the post-war 773, but we have the 1964 version. Looking out for the 1950. But that wasn't actually Lionel lines. All right. I'm a little nervous to push the. Well, let's do it. We'll just do it. Okay, whew, another one. Okay, so this is cool. I'm glad that Lionel is doing this. A 20th Century Limited. Okay, so this is going to be a neat set, and I'm happy Lionel is doing this, and they're doing the entire set. One other thing that I'm going to just go straight to it. They are including an observation car. This is extremely important. I'm actually in the process of finishing my hummingbird set, and that 4-pack a does not have the observation car, so I'm a little issue right now. But then again, I don't know if the LNN on that specific train had a observation car. But let's continue on. So with this one, you're getting the New York Century 20th Century Limited, and oh, hold on. Okay, so that's a tender 13 inches. Oh wow, hey, this is interesting. This is actually really interesting. Hold on, I'm actually going to check this. Okay, so this is something I don't think I've seen. The minimum curve requirement is 072. For a Hudson, that's huge. Typically for 072, you're seeing Big Boy, the 210-4 that just came out, the Veranda turbine. The minimum requirement for this locomotive is 072. That is actually really interesting. Okay, so yeah, let's see. You get the 20th Century 2-pack diner, 649. Let's see with the diners. Okay, so it does have the Station Sounds diner features, or it has like the dining car inside of it, that's always neat. I think Lionel has definitely been getting better. They've actually been making leaps and bounds with their station sounds. Well, actually, just overall with all of their sounds. So this one's actually going to be a really cool one, ladies and gentlemen. The 20th Century Limited is now arriving. Like that's going to be really really cool. And the driving wheels, I got to say on the Dreyfus. Okay, now that I need to stop maybe looking at this one because this is starting to become a really cool looking locomotive. And then with the this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be an 8-car passenger set. If you get the yeah, Pensy. Yes. I know a lot of people have been waiting for Lionel to come back out with the Dreyfus. It's been a long time since they have came out with it, and yeah, this one's going to be a knockout too. So far, this has been an incredible, and we're only on page 23, so this has been an incredible catalog. So, but let's see, overall price 17, right around $1,700, 1699.99 for the Dreyfus Hudson, and then for those 649. Most likely this one because this one has the Station Sounds diner car, but this was a little interesting. So the dining car, it's usually you can tell the difference between a normal coach and a dining car with these little roof vents. So what I'm wondering is okay, so here's something that Lionel does. Typically what Lionel does is they have a specific section of the dining car that is I would say blacked out, or there's no features inside of it. There's no seats, no nothing on it. But that's typically where the speaker system is and the electronics for that one is cool. What if Lionel did Pennsylvania Railroad 4483? Oh, I think you're hinting at something. I haven't gotten there yet, Pensy. Oh, see, but that's another thing too. I don't I, we're gonna have to get together because I don't know a lot about Pensy. The only things I know about Pensy is the 671, like all the post-war stuff. And let's see what else. I know that they had some of the 210-4s. I think Norm did a cool video and a cool like little update on his 210-4 Texas. Um, honestly, I learned a lot about the Pensy by watching his videos. It's I haven't I don't really So out of the entire railroad system within the United States, I have my top three. And it's mainly to the west. ATSF, gotta love the Santa Fe. Where's my little pin? Where is it? Gotta love the pin. Logo, gotta love the Santa Fe. Union Pacific, my dad worked for Union Pacific as a conductor. He recently retired. Love the Union Pacific, also with 4014, 844, what they're doing now with 3985 and 5511. And I think even the DD40X with 6936, incredible. And then Southern Pacific, huge fan of Southern Pacific. Was married in a train actually at Sunset Station. So Southern Pacific has definitely a really cool place in my heart as well. So those are the top three. But definitely like New York Central and a little bit of Pensy here now, here and there. So all right, let's continue on. I kind of want to close my eyes. Okay. I think Doug, I think you kind of I know I need to breathe. Okay, some Russian decapods. Now these are a little different, and I think that they have a great Russian decapod that is coming out, and I might just get this one. So the Russian decapods, these are cool. These are 210 locomotives. And what I think with these ones, this one is a yes, I think what these are MTH old tooling that Lionel purchased when they were going through their I think it was like a remanagement or when they were selling off like a lot of their equipment. The ATSF had an airline system for freight. I'm definitely gonna have to take it. I think I've seen some paint schemes of different railroads, but I did not know the ATSF had a airline system. I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at that, Pensy. That's actually pretty cool. Maybe I could build a model and then paint it up. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, so back to the decapods. So I know Lionel purchased a lot of different tools and model or like tooling and locomotive molds from MTH, and I think this one is one of them. So on Jack's layout, um, he has a really cool ATSF weathered decapod that he did himself. It's a beautiful locomotive, and one thing I can remember is that they have this style of tender where there's like a little bit for like the wooden decking back here on the back. So I think that I'm pretty sure that these are MTH tooling. If I'm the Russian or MTH tooling. Okay, great stuff. Yeah. Hey Joe, I think we hit it right on the money. I think that these are definitely MTH. So going through though, so fan driven smoke, standard legacy system or steam features that is on page 1819. I'm just going to take a look at this. See, like the prototype, these models are perfectly suited to model railroads of any size. Okay, so these are a little bit on the smaller side. These are coming in at 18 inches in length. And now that is for a 210 for actually what is a kind of a bigger steam locomotive, that is actually a really cool size steam locomotive. So this can definitely, Lionel said it perfectly. You can model this on any size layout. So one locomotive that I'm taking a look at specifically is this one right here. And I know a lot of fans of the Illinois Railway Museum, IRM, they're going to go crazy about this one. The Frisco 1630. Now, for those who don't know, so the IRM, it's a great, I've not personally been there yet. I plan on going. Great from all the videos I've seen, the literature, all the readings and stuff. It's a great museum, probably one of the best in the United States. They do have a running steam program, but the 1630 is definitely one of those locomotives. And Lionel is coming out with the 1630, and it looks like what they did is that they actually did a lot of prototypical detail that is actually accurate to the prototype. One thing I can see that's a little bit different from the two models are the air compressors. So the air compressors are not present on this locomotive on the Erie 2445, but on this one they are. And then definitely the builder's plates up here, 2445. And then right here it has that Frisco cool looking symbol that the Frisco did. It says 1630. The tender was a little bit on the shorter side as well. And then they also put the doghouse here. Now, this is something cool, and we can pay a little bit of attention to this. So, one thing that I know that MTH fans who love MTH um, is they love the chains. They love chains on the tenders. Now, um, watching demos with Dave, he said that I'm pretty sure on the 90 they added chains on the tender, and that's something that he really likes, and hopefully we'll start seeing a little bit more. Is this little cool chain feature that's on the tender? This is going to be great. I might I might have to get the 1630. And then let's see what else we have. We have Minneapolis, Northfield, and Southern. That's going to be a really cool railway. Philly, Phila, and Reading. Oh, so it's Philadelphia and Reading. Yep. Oh, this is an interesting. That's really really neat. That that headlight is actually really really cool. It looks very similar to like the '90s headlight. Seaboard, 54 or 544. Then USA 1918. Kind of curious to see if this is actually a prototypical army locomotive. I don't really know, but who knows? Maybe it is. Oh, hey, this is a cool feature. I didn't even see this, but let's go back. So wired tether. So this one is going to have a wired tether, so no IR, no IR feature. So this, yeah, definitely MTH. So this is going to be cool. So this can actually, for those who have like really really big switches and Ys and stuff like that, like Ross custom switches and stuff, you shouldn't have an issue with these because they're wired. But oh, okay, okay. So on some of the models, they have the swinging bell. I'm super happy that Lionel is actually. It sounds like and it looks like Lionel is starting to make um, uh, that a legacy Steam feature. So this is neat. They're not going to have the swinging bell on the Frisco 1630. Where noted. Okay. I wonder though. It should have standard legacy Steam features, so it should have whistle steam as well. But I'm wondering if they can actually fit it in such a small boiler. So maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see that one. Let's see. These I1s are all MTH2 and Mr. Siegel planted the seed on this New Year's Day video giveaway when he stated that would like to see Lionel redo some TMC. Oh, okay, yeah. So people hint some stuff. A lot of people hint a lot of things like RVP with the Dreyfus. Um, I know Eric has been hinting the triplex. I'm almost positive that Lionel got the triplex. It's just going to be a matter of time until that model comes back out. All right, page 25. Okay, the I1s. Here we go. Oh wow, those are huge tenders. Holy cow. Pensy, I'm pretty sure this is all you. Like this is Pennsylvania heaven. Norm, this is heaven for you. This is a great look. Wow, gosh, look at the tender on that. Holy cow. That's huge. Row specific detail on these tenders is on the entire locomotives. Okay, so wow, I'm kind of in shock how gosh, the Pennsylvania tenders are insane. Okay. So the I1s, let's see. The I1 is a 280 locomotive. Okay. So, okay, so going back though, I don't think that this one is going to have the whistle steam because if you can see on this page, it has whistle steam, and then on this one, it's just fan-driven smoke. Um, maybe Lionel might be able to put it in. We don't know. I do know on the 060s, I think when they cataloged them originally on this last in 2022, they didn't hint at the fact that they were going to do the swinging bell, but then through the design process and the engineering and everything, they were actually able to add it. So who knows? Maybe they can actually fit that in the boiler. All right. So the I1s, 1499.99. This is I know huge Pensy fans love the doghouse. Um, I know that on the Mr. Muffins did a really cool. I think it's actually the first and only custom run Vision Line locomotive, and they did the Class A, and they did it in a Pennsylvania paint scheme. It was a great looking locomotive, and people loved the doghouse. So Pennsylvania fans are definitely gonna be going crazy for these models. So we do have like a little different variations. Um, so if I get the colors wrong, Pensy fans don't. I'm not a huge Pensy. I want to say Pensy fan, but looks like a maroon top here, and then a Pensy red, and then on here it's just the black. What I am kind of wondering and going to be taking like into consideration, and I know all the Pensy fans out there are going to be doing as well, is making sure that Lionel gets the right color. Um, Recently, I would say that Lionel's, I don't want to say have an issue. Um, they haven't, when they get from the factory to the consumer, there just been some gripes and not gripes and complaints, but just like little grumblings of people not necessarily happy with the prototypical paint schemes. Oh, Tori said, "Where's your dog? Let me see Dixie." Oh, oh yes, Tori. Oh, okay. Well, where's Dixie B at?
Dixie.
Dixie
Okay.
B. There she is. Come here, Dixie B.
Come here. Come here. Go keep running.
Yes, and Tori, you heard that right. Mr. Muffins. Here is Dixie B. Oh, this is Lady Lionel.
Hello. Oh gosh.
And then there is little Dixie B. Hi there, baby, baby, baby. Yeah.
Okay. Back to trains.
Back to trains. All right. Yeah, so Mr. Muffins, that you heard that right. That is an actual store name. Great store in Atlanta, Indiana. I've been shopping through Mr. Muffins for quite a long time. They are well known for doing custom runs, outstanding service, customer service, premier train store for sure. But yes, Mr. Muffins is a really cool store. That's a real name. That's how they call him, is Mr. Muffins. So I'm just gonna look at this one really quick. And Pensy, if you're still out there, yeah, yes, long haul tenders. Holy cow, Pensy, these are insane. Gosh, I think that's got to be at least, it has to be bigger than the locomotive. I think these are going to be great. There's a huge Pensy community in the O gauge community, and bring back the Pennsylvania Railroad Q1s. See, again, I'm not too familiar with the I know the J1s, the turbines, um, and I think I put a pre-order in for the last catalog when they did the 282, when they how the Santa Fe leased out some 210-4s out to the Pennsylvania. Apparently, the Pennsylvania did the same thing where they leased out some Mikados. I actually put in a pre-order for that one. That one's with the brass hybrid tender. I am super excited for that. But yeah, these tenders are these are huge. Um, so I'm wondering though if they're going to get the colors right. So Pensy and all the fans out there for the Pennsylvania, I know that the colors have to be correct, and I know Norm is definitely going to be taking a look at to make sure that the colors are correct on these as well. So legacy rail sounds, road specific details, whistle steam, and fan driven smoke. So these are going to be a great locomotive for Pensy fans. All right, next page. Oh yes, they were coming out with the 484s and the 2926 restoration version. Yes, yes, I am so excited. This is it. There we go. I am so excited for this. Thank you, Lionel. Thank you. I even brought it out. I thought about it. Gotta love the 2926. Gotta love it. Outstanding. Oh my gosh, where Roman, you even called it, man. I knew it. I knew it. You're like, hey, did you see the catalog? I'm like, no. So you're gonna love a locomotive that is in that catalog. Yes, thank God. Pensy, yes. There it is, LOL. Yep. Yes, thank God. Absolutely too. I'm so happy that Lionel got this. Oh my gosh. Okay, where to begin on this? I've been waiting for this for so long, just because. So, okay, backstory a little bit. All right, so here we go. So a little bit backstory on this is so the reason why I'm such a big fan of the 2926 is so where I grew up is in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and can you see if actually my dad's watching? I think he might be. Or if you want to give him a call. Well, here, I'm gonna kind of talk about that in a second. I want to see if he's actually there. But yeah, hey.
Just go ahead.
Anyway, so backstory. So when I was a kid, it was a great memory that I have, and it's amazing pictures that I have too. So my dad would take take my brother and I to Coronado Park in downtown Albuquerque. That's where I was born and raised, is in Albuquerque. And the 2926 was in the park, and he would kind of like lift the fence, and he would, we would go underneath, and we'd go up on the 2926. So this is this is going to be I got to say, this is probably going to be my favorite locomotive of all time. It doesn't matter, like it's going to be my absolute favorite locomotive of all time. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am. It's beautiful. Is beautiful, and she still exists on static display. So Pensy, she does exist still, a little bit on static display. We'll go through that in just a second, because the whole story with this is insane. But yeah, so just a wonderful memory. Pensy, do 5011 and must do a double header, please God. I In a video that I'm going to be doing later on my channel, I want to start doing like Santa Fe Sundays or Santa Fe Saturdays. But I have a place right next to it, next to the 2925. But yeah, this locomotive, and then when it got moved out of the park, um it was insane. I'm super I'm super happy. Thank you, Lionel, for coming out with this model. I am over the moon. 3985 must do a trip to the Grand Canyon. Roman, you are completely correct. This locomotive is, I am so ready for 2926 to make it out on the main line. From what I've been told, the locomotive is too heavy to get from where it is on 11th Street in Albuquerque to the main line. They did their steam test, and oh gosh, from what I'm from talking to the chief mechanical officer down there at the New Mexico Steam Locomotive Railroad and the Historical Society, that engineer was just huddled, like the locomotive wanted to go. She's been ready for years to go, and just the engineer was just like, hey, we need to dial it back like a little bit, but she just wanted to go, and she sounded great, looked beautiful. This is going to be I want to get into it. So, all right, hold on, let's just read this, and I gotta love this. Look at that, 2926. That is incredible. This is probably my favorite catalog of all time. All right, let's have a little bit of a reading session. All right. But then, Roman, I'm going to come back to your comment on the Grand Canyon. All right. Partially due to materials restrictions during World War II, the Santa Fe 2900 class Northerns were the heaviest of their types ever built. They would also be the last steam locomotives purchased by the Santa Fe for passenger service, sharing a boiler design with their sister 210-4s in the 5000 class. The 2900s had no trouble handling even long passenger trains at speeds and grades. Delivered in 1944, the 30 locomotives of the class would be modified early with roller bearing rods and ATSF's distinctive telescoping smokestacks. The Santa Fe prioritized conversions of the premier passenger service to diesel power after the war. The 2900s soon found themselves in freight service and had ample power to get 100-car freight trains up to track speeds without a problem. Retirement came in the late 1950s, with most of the roster scrapped by the end of 1959. 6 2900s were spared and donated to museums and communities. However, today, number 2926 has been restored to operation, both in service and restoration versus. Hold on. Wait a second. Today, Number 2926 has been restored to operation. Both in-service and restoration version of this locomotive are offered here. Available for the first time, Legacy Bluetooth whistle steam. These big Northerns are a must-have for any fan of the Santa Fe or a big steam in general. And perfect power for your trains, reefers, passenger trains, or priority freight. We're proud to offer this model in three three in-service road numbers. Each is a surviving locomotive, as well as a restored version of 2926 with polished rods, silver smoke box front, and gloss paint. Two fantasy schemes were going to be offered with Santa Fe's Blue Goose and War Bonnet paint schemes. All right.
I think we can just end it here.
No, we're not going to end it here. No way. No way. This is the page that I've been waiting for. And I'm going to look at every.
And there's a Blue Goose?
Yes, there is, but there's two versions of the 2926. There's two locomotives. All right, so let's take a look at the 2926 that we see today. And so let's take a look. All right. So I do definitely know that this is MTH tooling. One of the reasons that I know that is it's very distinctive that this MTH did this style of a smoke bot or a smokestack. From what I didn't buy that version, but you can actually move this up and down so it extends. So I'm wondering if Lionel actually got the tooling for this. Let's see, fan-driven smoke, legacy rail sounds. Built to order. Okay, so he's built to order. Definitely gonna order one. I'm wondering if Lionel is actually going to be coming out with that feature as well. And then so in a way, I've definitely so I talked with Brooke Bannister on his through we just had a conversation. One thing that we were not necessarily excited about, but we kind of we think we want to change is like even on the Texas, they have these front mounted marker lights. Now I do have a version of a third rail one. That's going to be a review a little bit later. But it is, yes, at the 2925. And those ones are probably the most prototypical looking ones with the marker lights on the side. So the marker lights here doesn't matter for me. It's 2926. You know I'm definitely going to get it. This is insane. I love it. So this is what's really cool, and I hope Lionel does this. The all the eccentric cranks and the eccentric rods, all of this cool movement. I hope that Lionel puts a lot of emphasis in this with all like the separate. See, this is the thing. I need to get a little bit better in my 2926 history and then the schematics. All the separate like rods and everything. MTH does a tremendous job with their separately applied rods on the sides of the locomotive. And Lionel in the Vision Line Class A, they actually did that. And I think honestly that's probably one of the better features of that locomotive. It was just super prototypical looking. So I hope Lionel, if you ever hear this, I do hope you bring this because this is cool. And then I love the fact that they put the ladder right here as well. Now, funny story, I actually have, it was my first Rail King steam locomotive that my mom bought me. And I still have it. It's a Rail King 2926. And I bought it from the train room in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So Carl, he is the owner of the train room. Carl, I still have that locomotive. And honestly, thank you so much for being my first train store in Albuquerque. So Carl, I really hope you get this locomotive as well. So taking a little bit further back, what it looks like, it looks like we're going to have a separately applied whistle cord, and also looks like we're going to have a bell cord as well, which is going to be really neat. This is amazing. So yeah, I think what this is going to be doing, it's not going to be wired tether, but I know that this is a MTH. This is the how MTH did their wireless tether, but how Lionel did with the Texas, they're probably going to do the same thing, and they're going to do the IR tether between the tenders. They're going to do it right. So far, the mechanical. Okay, Joe, thank you. Thank you for telling me about that because yep, we have it. Yep, you're definitely got it. Mechanical lubricating rod, cool feature. It does move on the Vision Line Class A. Yes. So that is one thing that I wish sometimes well, now that Lionel has gone to like a couple of MTH's toolings or a lot, putting all the rod displays and everything on an MTH like chassis with all like the rods with with an MTH sounds, all that other stuff. But we're getting the best of both worlds. So appreciate that. Thanks, Joe. So looking a little bit further back, and then yeah, that gigantic tender, and Lionel said it right. These were the heaviest steam locomotives of their class, over 1,000,000 pounds. Insane. So Roman, going back to your comment, I hope 29, 26, and 3751 make a trip down to the Grand Canyon. So right now, the locomotive has done a steam test. From what I'm being told, the locomotive is too heavy. It is so heavy it can't make it. Utilizing those track systems that go between 11th Street down to the main line. It's basically how the main line works in Albuquerque. There's two separate main lines, and then it goes off into switches off to 11th Street. It's just too heavy. It just can't make it over there. So from what I'm being told is that they have to repair the track before it gets out there. But she is doing great. As from what I'm also from seeing the pictures, all the jacketing is on there. And she lives and breathes again. We got to hear her steam up and hear the whistle. It's great. All right. I'm going to be probably coming back to this in a second. All right. The 2903. There she is. 2903. Awesome. And so, yeah, this, so here we can see matte finish, darkened rods, and graphite smoke box. Okay. So you can see here the darkened side rods versus the polished side rods. So this is the restoration version. So this is how we are going to see it coming out in Albuquerque. And I've already kind of told the missus we're definitely going to get tickets to this. There is no way that I'm going to miss this trip. This is going to be. Don't say that lady is heavy. No, she's not heavy. She's no, she's gorgeous. She's a great locomotive. This is going to be great. Pensy, gotta love it. Doug, if you're still on, Lionel came out with it. They came out with the 2926. This is great. All right, let's keep going back up. 2912. So let me see. The 2903, from what I can remember. Okay, yes. So the 2903 should be at the Illinois Railway Museum, the IRM. From what I can remember. The 2912, I think that one is in Pueblo, Colorado, at their museum. I'm pretty sure. And then here's this. I don't know if I might get two of the same locomotives. I might get two. I might get two of the same locomotives. No. Look, just why don't you come over here for a second? No, not yet. Okay. So there's a restoration version, and then a normal version. So same thing that I have with the 4014. I have the restoration, and then I have the normal run version. So yeah, this might be a contender for a double locomotive. But hold on, we're not done yet. A war bonnet. So a what if paint scheme. Okay, so when it comes to what if paint schemes, do I have any in my collection? I don't know. What if paint schemes?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I've seen a few and talked about them, but
Yeah, so I know Trainmaster's YouTube channel. Please buy 5011, and so
don't we have 51?
we do have 5011. So Pensy, already got one of two that you're asking about, 5011 and the 2926. You know for a fact that's definitely going to be on the order. Currently right now that's the next in the shoot for the review. Actually, so it'll be the stock express set, the Vision Line Daylight, and then the 5011, or at least that's like my timeline for when it comes to the which locomotives I'm going to be doing. So the war bonnet paint scheme. Okay, So how long have we been doing this? We've been doing this for, I don't know, how long have we? Almost, okay, an hour. Wow. An hour, we just got to here. Okay. The
I don't think we're
excitement.
gonna make it through the whole catalog.
Oh, we're gonna make it through the whole catalog. Or maybe, I don't know. So these what if paint schemes, Lionel's been doing a great job with paint schemes. They are not my cup of tea because I like the prototypical look. I'm a fan of that. However, Lionel's secondary market, they have skyrocketed with some of these paint schemes. Like the hot dog Challenger, that one's gone through the roof. And Train Masters actually has a beautiful rendition of the 3700 class of the Blue Goose. Oh, Lionel, if you're listening to this, I don't know who I was talking to on YouTube or through the OGR. So we got two out of MTH made a Hudson, the Blue Goose, the Texas, and the 484. We're 50% there. Who knows, guys? Maybe we might get a Lionel Legacy Blue Goose. Who knows? But yeah, they've been hitting. Oh, wow. Man, these are gorgeous. I might say this. This might be a three-peat. Like I might want to get all three of these locomotives. The 2926 is both of them, but this Blue Goose is just a really neat paint scheme. How Lionel did their 3700 class paint scheme on the Blue Goose, there was a knockout. And it's actually kind of a rare locomotive. And they also came out with a I think it was either Nicholas Smith. It was one of the ones that's on the Northeast. I can't really remember it. They did a custom run of a gloss black bonnet paint scheme of the 3700 class, and I think they only made 25 of them. And uh, Mike, he was talking about on YouTube how he had an issue with his glossy paint scheme. One just surfaced on eBay not too long ago. Like I said, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but with only 25 of them, that's a rare locomotive. So Lionel has definitely hit it out of the park with some of their custom run, or not the custom runs, but the what if paint schemes. But yeah, that's just gorgeous. And I love how that turquoise blue. Um, like I said, I'm from Orange.
It's not really turquoise.
Well, hopefully it's gonna be turquoise, but or maybe infantry blue. It might be. Who knows? But that's just the rendition.
Oh.
But yeah, like that's obviously it's a what if paint scheme. I won't. This one's pretty cool too for those like for the F3s and the Alcos. Now that's a really neat one. That's not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's still a northern. It's still gorgeous. I know that this is definitely going to turn some heads and people are definitely going to be interested. But yeah, the 2900 Blue Goose, that's a knockout. That's actually a really pretty, and they have the white walled trucks on the tender, and it looks maybe right here the white walls on the tender trucks or the lead trucks as well. But I kind of don't want to leave this page, but for everyone in the watching, I and Roman too. When you sent me that, I kind of like put my phone down, and I'm telling you, I've not seen a single page. It was so difficult, but I've been waiting for this. I want to say for years, and it's a running joke. When I bought the 2925, I told Lady Lionel, I was like, I've been waiting for this locomotive for decades, and that's like the running joke. It's like you for decades, but no, I've been waiting for this locomotive for a very long time, and I'm super excited that they are coming out with this restoration version of the 2926, and then also with this version of the in-service paint scheme. Lionel, you did a great job on this. I'm over the moon on this. All right. A little bit well, gotta go. Some of us have to work tomorrow. Oh, I got you. All right, Tori. Have a great night. Van Dyke, hope you have a great night as well. At least you got to see the best part. This is the whole meat and potatoes for at least for me for when it comes to catalog. But we have a whole lot longer to go. So have a great night. All right, let's see. I also heard that London and Northeast Railway 4472 the Flying Scotsman turning 100. We actually might let's we might talk about that for a second. So I know Eric from Eric's Trains. He is looking so hard for some of MTH's European steam locomotives. I think he's looking really hard for the BR44. It's like a black and reddish looking one. If Lionel was to get some of the tooling for some of the European steam locomotives, or possibly like the Mallard or the Flying Scotsman, just something different, I think those would be I think that would be a knockout as well. Um, MTH sold tons of those, and they're actually really rare now in the secondary market. Because when they're in the collection, they just want to keep onto them. They don't want to get rid of them. So yeah, that would be really cool. If Lionel did something like that too. All right, let's continue on. We're gonna come back to this after the video. Okay, Camelbacks. Here we go. Camelbacks. I think Lionel just came out with some of these a couple of years ago, but see, Fezwig Railroad Camelback in the Christmas okay, Fezziwig Railroad. Okay, so looks like Lionel is coming out with a not a custom run, but like a different cool paint scheme over here in page 173. Gosh, with the 29-26, so much excitement, so much big, like the big boy and everything, so much excitement. We kind of forgot if Lionel is going to be doing a anything for the 20th anniversary of the Polar Express. Who knows? But we got to continue. So, these Camelbacks, these are actually really, really neat. I know that I've been watching a lot of Mr. Muffin's videos and Harry Heike's cool informational videos. He does a lot of really cool weathering and his curtain details on these locomotives. So these are going to be really neat. Now, these aren't necessarily my cup of tea, but the Camelbacks are really cool. Like you have Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western, Erie, 918, Lehigh, New England, 151, Atlantic City Railroad. I think this one, hold on, let me take a look at all of them. Okay, hey, Pensy. I'm not a Camelback, but unique. Okay, hey, Pensy, this is probably going to be a good question for you. I don't think the Pennsylvania had a Camelback. Definitely leave a comment in the comment section below or on the sides. I don't how it's looked up on YouTube. Just let me know if the Pennsylvania did a Camelback. I don't think that they did. I think the only one that I've seen recently, there's one of the OGR is it's like a blue comet, the New Jersey looking one. It's actually really cool. It's just a little bit too bluish, too bright blue. But I think out of all of them, I think this one's going to be the best one, the best seller. There's something about this paint scheme that's really, really neat looking actually. And here's something cool. I like the fact that they're actually they're putting color on the driving wheels, but then also on the driving rods. That is actually really, really neat. And I do like how they did this tender detailing here. I think out of all of them, a lot of people are going to go for this one, the Atlantic City. But who knows? If you're a Pensy fan, that might be a knockout as well. I mean, we have That's a great thing about the O gauge community. There's hundreds of people that are interested in every single railroad. So we have Lackawanna, Erie. There's someone for everything for the Camelbacks. Okay, so we've talked through steam. Wow. So there was just so much steam. We got the big boys. We got the was it the I1s, the 29-26, decapods, the Dreyfus. Holy cow. We got a ton of steam. This catalog has been a knockout. Okay. Well, okay, so here's one thing that maybe we've confirmed or denied. I don't know if Lionel.
I'm seeing what I missed.
You're seeing what you missed?
What did I miss?
What do you mean, what did you miss?
What did you just announce?
I didn't announce anything yet.
Oh.
Nothing yet. What I don't know if they have done, because we haven't seen it yet, because normally, actually, I think that they, I don't know, they did it. So here's an example. No Camelbacks. Okay, hey Pensy, thank you for. I didn't think that the Pennsylvania did Camelbacks. I think that was mainly a Northeast thing. You forgot ATSF 5011. No, that was in the most recent catalog. That's upstairs. I have the 5011. Don't worry. One thing that I think that we haven't gone through the whole catalog yet, but one thing that I hopefully don't want to say I know yet, but in 2014, when it was the 10th anniversary of the Polar Express, we saw it in the legacy portion of the catalog, and that gold Polar Express is insane. This is the one that we have in our collection. This is the Black Polar Express, and yeah, Pansy, thumbs up, man. So maybe we can confirm now that maybe Lionel is not going to do something for the 20th anniversary, but we don't know yet. We haven't made it to that part of the catalog. There is a Polar Express section, so I don't want to let's not get the hopes down too yet. But maybe we've confirmed or denied that, but we don't know. All right, so diesels. So we normally see all this stuff in our diesels, maintenance-free motors, the fan-driven smoke, legacy rail sounds, the Bluetooth. Um, legacy diesels have been great so far. I think I've added SD70s, the turbine. The turbine was a fantastic locomotive. When I walked into Legacy Station and I was talking to Brian, I was like, hold up, what is that? He's like, those are the new turbines. And when I heard the sounds, the super bass, fantastic. The weight of the diesels have been knocking it out of the park. And I think on the last one, I did put a pre-order in for one diesel for the SC70s. It was the Daylight Union Pacific Heritage unit. So let's see what we have in the diesels. E8s. The E8s are coming back. Wow. All right. All right. The E8s are coming back. Official license from the okay. So Ben's Trains. Ben's Trains is a huge fan of the Amtrak. I myself am a Southern Pacific. So these are wow, look at these. Holy cow. The E8s. I like how they did the snowplow right here. That is a neat feature. I need to see though, like I was mentioning earlier in the video, I typically only get prototypical looking locomotives, um, not like what if paint schemes. So I need to see if the Southern Pacific Act. I know that they had Alcos, and I think they were E7s. Lionel did a daylight paint scheme a couple years ago, or actually a long time ago, in the Southern Pacific daylight paint scheme. So I'm wondering if we're going to maybe see something in it. I wonder will Lionel do EMD 70. So here, Pensy, this is something that I was mentioning myself too, and I was thinking about this. Um, is when is Lionel going to come out with a Vision Line diesel again? So how I'm understanding it is that Vision Line they will release a new locomotive on an odd year. On the odd years, they get a new locomotive, or we get a new locomotive, new tooling, new to everything. On an even year, it's a retooling or a reissue. So we're getting the big boy. That is a reissue. Last year we got a new Vision Line locomotive. So I'm wondering though if we're ever going to get a reissue of the GE Evolution Hybrid or the I missed the Centipede. I wasn't into Legacy at that point, but I missed the Centipede. I'm actually on the lookout for the Union Pacific Centipedes right now. But these are going to be great. Those New York Centrals. Jack, whenever you see this, I'm pretty sure. Who knows? Maybe you might like this. This is actually a really interesting paint scheme. That is neat. I like how that looks. That is really really cool. I wonder if both. Let's see if both are actually. If both have. I don't know if both are powered. Let's see. All right. Sure. Original paint schemes are fantastic, but we. Oh, hold on. Wait. Sure. Original paint schemes are fantastic, and we can't wait to do more of them. But don't miss your chance to add a little something different to your engine house. Okay, so I'm wondering, these might be prototypical the Amtraks because actually, so here's something different. These you see here's the antenna. You have the warning lights, And then all this separately applied detail over here. Preserved. I wonder preserved. Okay. I wonder if Lionel's going to do some specific road detailing on some of these locomotives. So let's go to the next page. Whoa! Hold up. That is okay. So when Lionel came out with the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western F7s last year, that was, I don't want to say that was like the locomotive for that catalog, but I think that was the locomotive for that catalog for a lot of people. A lot of people were like, holy cow, this pink train. People were going in bananas over this pink train. And Lionel did a great job with that paint scheme. From what I remember, I saw one at Legacy Station. It was a gloss with like sparkles inside of it. It looked like a car. It was a really, really, really nice pink paint scheme. So for those who bought the F7s and want to continue to expand that fleet, this is going to be a great locomotive, a set of locomotives actually for that collection. And not only that, you're getting the Superdome. When Lionel comes out with these, they're great. Actually, let's see. Hold on. Diner. I wonder if let's see the Superdome. Okay, so this is not the last time I saw a Superdome. This was actually a Sounds car. So this one is just a normal passenger car, which is still pretty cool. Like the Superdome is going to be great on any. I think how they did on the F7s, it was an AB, and then they had a set of passenger cars, and then that was it. Yeah, wow, Pensy, you said it right. Wow, yes, this is going to be a huge set for this catalog. Lionel, you did a great job with this catalog. This is marketing to everybody. From what I know, though, for a lot of people that got the F7s this year, one of the things that I was hearing about is that they wanted to expand their collection or the consist. This is going to be great for them. These are Station Sounds diner cars. Oh, hold on. Includes actual dialogue from actual Aberdeen, Carolina and West. Wow. Okay, so this is something cool that Lionel's been doing. They did it with the N&W 611 that came out a couple years ago, where they had the actual engineer crew dialogue. It was not the roast number specific, but the crew, the real recordings of the engineer, they had that inside the 611. I don't know if they did that for the 675, but for people who really like tourist lines, so I'm pretty sure that this is a tourist. I'm gonna have to make a trip out to this railroad, and we're gonna have to take a ride. They probably see these employees quite a bit. They know what they sound like, so this is actually going to be really cool. This Station Sounds diner set, this is going to be a really neat one. I wonder though if this is okay. Passenger car features. So I'm thinking that these are 18-inch from 21 inches, and the minimum curve requirement is 054. Okay, yeah. So these are definitely 21-inch passenger cars. One thing I kind of hope that Lionel definitely comes out with, and I've been searching on their parts department for such a long time, are these diaphragms. I really want to add a lot of these diaphragms to a lot of my passenger cars that I have already, because on my Union Pacific Excursion set, some of them have it, like on my Challenger 2-pack, some of them don't. So I want to try and see if Lionel is actually going to be coming out with with these in their parts department. This is a great set. If you're a fan of the Aberdeen, Carolina Western, this is going to be it for you. Okay, hold up. I did mention Pence. Oh, wait, hold on. Pretty sure it's a passenger and freight railroad. Okay, yeah, Toby. So I've not researched that one too much. But if it is a passenger railroad, I wonder if it's a tourist one. Can you see if the Aberdeen, Carolina and Western is a actual tourist railroad, or if it's a normal passenger railroad? You'll see it. It has pink locomotives. You won't miss it. So
Scotland?
in Scotland, no, that's in the United States.
Oh, then I didn't look up the right thing.
Aberdeen,
what?
Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western. Yeah. So I was saying a little bit earlier, Pensy, ES44s, they're back. Okay, and they look great. When I'm okay here, and a super base. Hold up. All right. ES44s are back. I wonder though, are they okay? I do not think that these are die cast. I don't think that they're die cast. Hold on, let's read a little bit.
It's a short line.
It's a short line.
Yeah, they do shipments from industrial facilities to larger railroads that span
Okay.
across the North America.
Yeah. So Toby, you were correct. Passenger and freight railroad. That's really cool that that short line actually does provide some freight service within the community. That's really neat.
They connect with
Givo.
CSX in Norfolk.
Well, hold on, Pensy. Unless I haven't seen it correctly yet, unless Givo, am I in a dream? I don't know. I wonder though if they're going to come out with the Evolution Hybrid again. So it looks like here we have BNSF, and they are coming out how Lionel did this last time, or I think in their last catalog with the F7s. They had the normal powered, and then they had the super bass, and then I think they were the SD35Ts. I forgot like what's the specific make on that one. It's the one with the really cool Southern Pacific logo. What's that called? Well, I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but they put out a bunch of different road names, but then they also came out with powered, non-powered, and super bass. So this is really neat. I'm actually really happy that Lionel BNSF cream paint scheme. Yeah, totally. Yes, it is. That's really, really neat. This one's what's really cool about this one too, Toby, is so this looks like it's a homage to like the original BNSF, like the merger, or I think this was it was either the merger paint scheme or a what is it called? It's not the vomit bonnet. I think that's what they call it, is a vomit bonnet. Vomit bonnet. Um, but yeah, hey, Pensy, I think that they came out with the heritage units, or they came out with one either last year or 2 years ago. I can't really remember, but it was really cool. It had BNSF, but then it also had all the merger railroads either here or on the back. But no, this is cool. This is pretty neat because it's actually including um, the new BNSF logo. So I'm wondering though if this is actually a prototypical paint scheme. Um, this is really cool. I know that there's a ton of fans also of the Kansas City Southern, and I wonder though if that's the oh hey, that's okay. This is actually really, really neat. Kansas City and Southern. Is that Mexico? I think this says Mexico on it. I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't know a lot about the Kansas City Southern. Um, wow, okay. So this might be a heritage unit right here. Wow. These are neat locomotives. These are really, really neat locomotives. Lionel's doing it great. And I think what's really cool, it was on the SC70 Mac. Okay, thanks, Toby. I couldn't really remember if it was on the SC70, SD90s. I couldn't remember. I appreciate it. Thank you. What's really neat about this, that feature right there, the kinematic pilot. Lionel did a fantastic job, and they've been doing a really great job on all their diesels with that kinematic pilot. I think I have an SD40. The I have two examples of the die-cast brass, or not die-cast brass, die-cast ES44s of BNSF, 6931 and 6936, I believe, and then the 2010 Vision Line GE Evolution Hybrid. But this little feature right here is a great. The kinematic pilot is awesome. It just makes it look a little bit. It actually makes it look really prototypical. So this is going to be great. What I do wonder though is how I've seen on all of Lionel's newest locomotives is that they've been coming out with uh when here 70 SC70, I think Big Mac. SC70 Mac, SC70 Big Mac. That'd be funny. That'd be an SC70 with like a cheeseburger on the side. That'd be funny. Um, gosh, what was it? what was I talking about? I kind of forgot what I was already talking about. Oh, KD couplers. Yeah. So I wonder if Lionel is going to include KD couplers or the KD adapters on this locomotive or any of the diesels. I haven't really purchased besides the GE or not the GE, the Veranda turbine. I haven't purchased a newish diesel since then, but I do have a couple pre-orders in. Okay, NW2 switches. Okay, road specific detailing. Okay, so Lionel's been doing a great job with their switchers. They recently came out with the genset a couple of years ago, and they've been doing switchers actually of almost every catalog, and they've been powerhouses. They have really been doing very well with their switchers, and these are going to be great as well. Let's see some road numbers that we have. So we have Great Northern, which that's really cool. So I'm a huge fan of. Oh, I'm a huge. Well, I'll come back to that in a second. I'm a huge fan of post-war, and when I see this Great Northern like front, it looks like that. I think it's an EP5 electric that Lionel did, and I love how the Great Northern did their or how the post-war they did the Great Northern. I ran out of water. Um, just talking so much about the catalog. I'm waiting for Lionel to do a Reading 2102. Hey, so Toby, I um I think that's gonna be I think that's gonna be a reissue. I really do. The Blue Mountain Reading or the Reading that short line that's up there, fantastic job bringing back the 2102. I think it was last year. That thing was a powerhouse. There was a it hauled 80 empty coal cars without a helper. Awesome. It was super great locomotive. I do have a T1, but it's not in the Blue Mountain Reading. We'll do a we'll do a review on that one soon, but I'm not going to spoil which one that I do have. But yes, Blue Mountain Reading they need to do, or Lionel they need to redo a 2102, maybe possibly in an excursion like with the gloss. I do like how when a railroad rebuilds a steam locomotive, the jacketing is polished. It looks beautiful, and I do like how Lionel has been doing that with a lot of their excursion versions. They did that with the 4014. I think that they're doing that with the 614 Greenbrier. I think it was also a custom run. Um, I think that they did a 280 on there. They've been just doing a great job with their polishing, the polished ones. Great Northern with a 484 electric. I live. I'm waiting for the new schemes restoration version. Oh, for new scheme slash restoration. Okay, yeah. I think that they are going to do it. I just don't know when. Um, I think that they redid it recently, but it's not like an excursion version. And some of those they pop up on the market. I know that they did a ton of different paint schemes on it. Like there's like a We the People, Blue Mountain Reading, a Chessie Steam special. They did a ton of different paint schemes, and it was a great locomotive too. It's definitely one of my favorites. I love that whistle. It's a it's definitely a interesting sounding whistle within my steam fleet that I have. But yeah, going back to these switchers, one thing that I'm wondering though is if the pilot is fixed, and I'm pretty sure it is. Lionel's been doing a great job with their fixed pilots on their switcher locomotives, and I'm pretty sure that these are going to have fixed pilots as well. But I'm pretty sure these are going to be in plastic details, or not plastic details, but a plastic shell. Um, but yeah, like these. Okay, so this one has. Okay, this is really neat. I like how they're doing the screening right here on this top of the smokestacks, and then the warning light right here. That's actually really neat. I do like that. So we have. Let's go back really quick. We had Great Northern, Chesapeake and Ohio, Detroit Terminal, Burlington Northern. Whew, that's actually really cool. I kind of like that. So yeah, like this, the road number specific detailing. Um, there's no screens on this one, and no. Oh, okay. We're actually getting some different detailing. This actually, I don't know if this is a working locomotive, but this is the radio antenna that's on top. It's a different antenna that's on two different locomotives, and then the horn on top of here, and then the warning light here, and then these cool um, locomotive. I would say marker, like the marker lights, but the locomotive lights. We'll just say that. I can't remember. Super excited about this whole catalog. I'm forgetting things. So we have Burlington Northern, Indiana Harbor Belt, which that's actually a pretty neat paint scheme. 53 George Washington must be restored. Oh, actually, it was the 2020 catalog, so 3 years now, but they still were restoring it for a reissue. Yes, a reissue is needed soon, and I think that Lionel, they see that within their product and marketing teams. When they identify like which locomotives are restored, which ones are in the process of being restored, like in the restoration process and everything like that. So I definitely think that Lionel is going to be coming out with a restoration version or a reissue of that in the future. Um, and then Pensy, the Baltimore, Ohio 5300 George Washington. So it was actually kind of interesting. I rewatched the Golden Age of Steam documentary. It's on YouTube. I think it's about an hour long, and how the narrator for that documentary, how he just describes steam locomotives. I wish that we can restore as many locomotives, and it sounds like we are, and I say we as the United States. We're restoring as many locomotives as we can because we're preserving that level of history within the United States, and uh, maybe, who knows, that might be one that actually is going to be restored. I even like one is the Pennsylvania T1. That there's a historical society who's rebuilding that locomotive from scratch, and that's fantastic. The Union Pacific rebuilt the 4014. If you were to ask me when I was a kid, am I ever going to see a big boy in my life running? I would have said I did say no. There's no way that even at the end of that documentary, there was like, um, imagine yourself as a kid standing next to the big boy, and now we're living that dream. Looking at the locomotive, like hearing it thunder down the rails. Um, so these steam locomotives that are being restored, it's definitely, it hits down in the heart because we understand like how important these pieces of machinery are. So yeah, maybe hopefully the 5300 is going to be restored. Heading back to it, we have Indiana Harbor Belt 8827 and Lehigh Valley 186. So $600 for a switcher. That's actually not a too bad price, and these ones will pull anything. How my buddy Larry describes locomotives that can pull a lot of stuff. They can pull a stump out of the ground. I love that comment. He can pull stumps out of the ground. Whoa, GP20s. Okay, all right, cotton belt. All right, we seen some diesels that are pretty interesting. Okay. Standard Legacy. Okay, 031. Okay, these are pretty neat. GP20s. So we're seeing Burlington, Santa Fe, the Kyle. This is kind of interesting. For those that are watching, um, I don't know anything about Kyle. I don't if that's a railroad or anything like that. If someone in the comments wants to do like a quick like type of like what the Kyle is, that's actually pretty interesting. Penn Central, another Penn Central, the Cotton Belt. I think this is really cool. And then Kansas City Terminal. One thing that I've noticed that Lionel's been doing recently, they're coming out with a lot of really neat locomotives that are, I don't want to say niche, but they're kind of selective. Like so the Kansas City Terminal, I think that they did a 060, and it was I forgot like what terminal it came out of. But there was another one like the Philadelphia terminal one. Like Lionel's coming out with some really cool selective slash tight niche locomotives, and this is actually pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, Kansas City Terminal is sick. Yeah, Toby, that's honestly. So I know Eric Eric's trains, he definitely likes really, awesome paint schemes. So out of all of these, honestly, out of all of these, I would say, oh man, there's actually so many paint schemes. Oof. Maybe the Kansas City Terminal is probably the best one that just pops. But that Kyle one and that Burlington, I think the Kyle, because it is gonna it definitely like made me scratch my head, or maybe like, what's the Kyle? But then also I'm definitely liking that Santa Fe. Um, Washington Terminal. Thanks, Toby. Yeah, the Washington Terminal, like their Lionel's coming out with like some really tight niche or local. There it is, local railroads and locomotives. So I need to look to see if I'm pretty sure that the Santa Fe did have some GP20s. So I will take a look and see if Santa Fe actually did the GP20s in these specific those road numbers, and then also for the Cotton Belt. Now, necessarily, it's not the Southern Pacific, but the Cotton Belt, TNL, and the Denver Rio Grande, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Coupled hand in
All the others prime strong.
coupled hand in hand. Yep. So the Cotton Belt, this might actually be a contender just for a diesel, but I don't know. They're gosh, this catalog's been outstanding so far. I don't know where to start. I don't when I call Legacy Station, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Um, he's gonna be like, "So have you made your orders?" I have a list. But yeah, these Cotton Belt ones are pretty neat. So and I think that there's also some specific detailing as well. Um, yeah, so moving the horn up a little bit versus having it halfway on the roof, or not having a horn at all. I wonder if these are going to have the fixed pilots or kinematic pilots as well, because it looks like they might. But yeah, like there's definitely some road specific detailing on like this, like the hood details is actually really, really nice how they do from railroad to railroad. So let's continue on. Yeah, GP20s. This is great. Cotton Belt and Santa Fe. Awesome. Whoa, okay. So we've hit the legacy sets. All right, so we've hit the legacy sets. So let's talk about these. Um, Lionel has been doing fantastic with their sets. My first set that I got that was legacy was the 4141 George Bush. So for those in the chat and for the channel, I went to Texas A&M. So the 4141 pulled through or ended the funeral train in College Station, and the Corps of Cadets, they lined from the locomotive through the George Bush Library to where President Bush is now his resting place with Barbara. So the 4141 was an absolute like need. I want to say need versus a want. Like I needed that set. Um, that was the first set. Now Lionel has been doing fantastic with their sets. Uh, the next one I got was the Stock Express set. Awesome Vision. We got a Vision set, great set, and then the Valley Flyer. The sets that have been coming out from Lionel has been great. One set that I thought that I was going to actually get last year was the Grand Canyon set. Um, Ultimately didn't pull the trigger on it, but with all that said, Lionel's been doing great jobs with their Vision Line sets, and then now their Legacy high end sets. Let's see. Hello, hello. Hold on. Hello, Legacy Station. How may I take your order? Yes, I'd like the 2926, the big boy excursion version, Kansas City Terminal GP20 Erie, please. LOL.
That'll be $20,000. Thank you.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting when I make my pre-orders. Oh gosh, this was a great catalog. So the Lehigh Valley Camelback set. This is going to be interesting because what it looks like is this is a different look from the other Camelback. Now I don't want to for those, I don't want to flip through all the way back to the old steam locomotives, but I think that this is a different look than the other Camelback Lehigh Valley that we saw earlier. But what's interesting, looks like they're weathering their hopper cars right here. And I'm wondering, the last time I've seen weathering, Harry Heike did those, but I don't think he's going to do all them for the sets. So oh, hold on. We got a new product. Can you do me a favor? Can you go upstairs and grab the Strasbourg caboose right behind the Challenger? We got a new product. I see that caboose. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good set. I know that there's a ton of Lehigh or Lehigh Valley. This is not even Lehigh Valley. This is Lehigh Valley. This is Lehigh Valley. Yeah. I don't know. I was looking at this kind of weird. There's a ton of fans of this railroad that are really going to like this set. So Lionel, you did a great job with it. What are we looking at? Hey, that's not bad. That is not bad for a legacy set. $1,099, and I'm pretty sure if perfect. Thank you. I'm wondering if so. I saw the caboose, so I'm wondering if Lionel got that tooling. So $1,099, and if you go through a good Lionel dealer, I'm pretty sure you can actually get the set for at 1,000 or under 1,000, which a nice legacy set for under 1,000, that's outstanding. And you hold on, let me go back. Saw that other page. Okay, Pensy, I'm wondering, is that the one that you ordered? So I ordered the Southern Pacific, but the Rio Grande, the Rio Grande is actually so it's not for sure just yet, but I'm waiting until I get all the other ones. But thank you so much. Talking all the time. Let me drink a little bit of water really quick. All right. So I ordered the Southern Pacific, but hey, for a locomotive and 5 freight cars, that's actually really, really good, in my opinion. So the set includes this Legacy Camelback, 3 1906 common design hoppers with coal loads, double sheath boxcar, and a lighted bobber caboose. So locomotive has the same Legacy steam features. Hoppers are die cast trucks, operating couplers, removable coal loads. Hey, that's cool. Removable coal loads. The box door has opening doors, operating couplers, and then the caboose has a lighted interior and marker lights, and then detail in interior. So yeah, this is a good set. And then for that price, that's not bad. That's actually really good. Whoa. Now this is cool. The Union Railroad hot metal train set. That's really neat. This is a really cool. Did you see the Vision cabooses have sounds? And it has a whistle. Yes, Toby, you should have seen my face and my reaction when I saw those Vision cabooses. I'm finishing up the editing right now for my Stock Express set. And during the unboxing of all the stuff, I was like, man, that'd be awesome if they came out with a Vision caboose. I promise I said it. It's time-stamped, but it was like, wow, wouldn't that be great if they had it and they're coming out with it? So Vision Line is just revolutionizing like model railroading. It's incredible. Hey, this is actually really interesting. The Union hot metal train set. I haven't gotten a model train. I haven't gotten a model train yet. You haven't got a model train yet. We need to get you some trains. Got to get some trains. Love trains. Union Railroad hot metal train set. Steel is the lifeblood of the Union Railroad. While we saw raw materials finished process, but the cabooses aren't common, but still are in the place of all Union trains. Modeling plan. Okay, this is actually going to be a good set for those that are. Oh, Toby, don't spoil it yet. Don't spoil it yet, Toby. There was a couple of people earlier in the video, Doug from Laid Off Sick, And Roman, not spoil it, but like they spoil, don't spoil. But no, this is actually an interesting set, and what I'm wondering on, let's take a look at these features for this hot metal car. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Oh, this is cool. I was wondering about this. Okay, so here's what we have for these hot metal cars. This is really, really neat. So it comes with a die-cast body, die-cast trucks and operating couplers, glowing hot load, and then manually rotating drum. So in each of these cars are those features, which this is actually, it's a six-wheel truck car. I wonder if this is also die-cast as well. So hold on, is the entire thing die-cast? Yeah, hey, that is going to be a really heavy car. So the entire body is die-cast. This is going to be a good car. This is going to be a really, really good car. So die-cast construction, this rotates, and then up here, it also has glow. And I wonder if Lionel is going to put a flicker, or how the hot metal normally is just the red hot. So it's maybe just going to be a one specific glow. But then what I'm wondering is what the texture or how that's going to look up here at the top. This is a great set. So it comes with the NW2 diesel, three idler or three gondolas, two hot metal cars, and then a bay window caboose. And they came out with these bay window cabooses a couple years ago, actually. And it looks like we can see a little man, or like the little trainman in the back. So this is going to be a good set. How much are we looking at? 1,300. So we got 400. That's not bad. That's not bad for this set. And I think what's going to get a lot of people to possibly Train Fanatics is going to have a feel good. Okay. I think that this one's going to be a knockout because the diesel locomotive is a really cool color, but then also are these really neat, and this is all new product, these really neat metal cars. And that's something that Lionel hasn't done. So this is going to be a really neat set. Whoa. Oh, yes. Toby, you are completely, there's a ton of people that are going to have a field day with this locomotive set. The Iron Hippo Legacy set. Holy cow. So let's take a look at this one. So this comes with, so let's just take a look at the Hippo. Why do they call it that? Pensy men called the I1s hippos, and they earned their name on trains like the famous Mount Carmel ore trains, which brought ore to the mills of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. A single I1 could handle the train for most of the eastbound trips from the Erie docks, but the last 27 miles of the Lehigh Valley interchange at Mount Carmel required a pair of these brutes. Whoa, hold up. Required a pair, so a double header on the head end, and another pair pushing hard. So 4 locomotives. Yeah, I was just thinking about this. These trains were favorite photographers capturing dramatic shots of the heavy steam locomotives or steering wheel during the final days. This is going to be an insane. Does it come with a vision caboose? Toby, yeah, they're vision cabooses. Oh, this is going to be a great set for Pennsylvania fans. So it comes with the I1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hopper cars, and a vision. Let's see if it comes with so it comes with a vision caboose. This is going to be a great. This is a great set. So diecast trucks, separately applied details, easy conversion to scale wheels and couplers available separately, and the removable resin or loads. Vision and a cabin car features play sounds, activated crew talk, and activated air whistle. This is a great set. And what's really cool about this too is that they have the addition. Like you can add on to this set. So for those out there, what was your first unit? My first, actually, so I'll answer that question in just a moment because I actually have a really cool memory that we can talk about in just a moment. Um, for those who really like the Pennsylvania, this is a great catalog for you as well. Not only are you getting the I1s earlier in the catalog with those gigantic tenders, you're getting a really, really neat set that you can possibly, so if you wanted to, you can you could prototypically do this set where you can have two on the front and then two on the back. Um, and then also, like, what's really cool is that Lionel is not just limiting the big boy set with the Vision cabooses. You're getting the Vision caboose with this Iron Hippo set. The marketing team did a great job. Like, this is a great catalog. Um, yeah, this is oh 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 no. I think I might have hit my limit with 2 hours. Oof, hold on. So I guess we're gonna have to kind of go quick. I didn't realize it was at 2 hours. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna have to kind of go quick, but that's a great set. Going
Maybe
back,
you can do a part two.
maybe I can do a part two. Yep, that's right. Maybe I can do a part two. Um, so Pensy, my first time I saw some heritage units was in College Station, and on my way to class, I saw it was a Boy Scouts railroad safety train, and oh my God, they're coming out with a Vision caboose for this set. Awesome. And I definitely took that train during my free time. So we're getting the Rock Island Quad Cities Legacy set, and we're getting the Santa Fe Fast Fruit Legacy set. Wow.
Is it gonna shut you down?
I don't know. Can you see me on there? Yes, part two. Hey, Pensy, I think that's what we might have to do is do part two. Just because, so I'm using a different system that it is free, but I think I'm about to hit my limit. I didn't realize think that was going to go for 2 hours, but I think we're going to have to do a part two. So if this part of the stream is, stopped, I will immediately do a part two. So for those that are watching, all 13 people, I'll do a part two. Hey, so this Rock Island Quad Cities Rocket Legacy set. Oh wow, hey, that's just a two-car passenger train. Um, that's actually pretty neat. And that is a really interesting looking diesel locomotive. That actually kind of reminds me of that actually reminds me of an old HO train that I used to know. That was actually, I think it was like a Bachman or a Tycho. But yeah, that is actually a really neat passenger train. And then for $1,000, you're getting that, and then the two passenger cars, which those look like just start a new stream. I think that's what I might do, so that way it's not cut off. So for those that are in the chat, what I'm going to try and do right now is and I think maybe I might do that is I'm actually going to I'm going to stop this part of the stream, but then immediately pick up. So for those, just wait wait on my channel. I'm going to start part two in just a couple moments. Okay, so don't go anywhere. We're gonna because we have a lot to talk about with this Santa Fe Fast Fruit Express set. All right, so don't go anywhere.